Hi everyone, I am Anonymous Traveler. Today, I will talk about the creator of God's primary magical agent. Also, I will share a mental sigil or symbol which you can use to strengthen your will to complete the great work. The creator God's primary magical agent is this primordial water where everything has been created. This primordial water is not a real water. It is like a tiny particle which contains the blueprint of all the living creatures. It is a magical agent containing the seed of creation. This magical agent's key character is hunger and becoming. Also, it has a characteristic of blind yearning and the desire that drive us 24/7. When it is manifested in our mind, it usually reveals itself as our inner monkey mind. It is endless thirst, cannot be quenched. This endless hunger, thirst, yearning is a source of endless becoming, which is the ferocious flood that we are living in. This creation was a process of explosion of becoming of all the seed in this primordial water. The Creator God used this primary water of becoming and hunger to create everything in this world. As a consequence, every living creature is swimming and drowning in this world of turbulent waters of becoming. The thing with this Creator God's primordial water is, when one has penetrated this primordial water, he can master the divine magic that Creator God Himself has used. It's like decoding process where a capable hacker is revealing the core mechanism of complicated software. But during the process of the great work, one is bound to face a lot of difficulties. And the purpose of this mental sigil or symbol is to use it to strengthen the spiritual will and the divine spark within man. The thing about the spiritual quest is, if you give up your path before its completion, it can bring a lot of problems. Walking on the spiritual path is like pushing back against communal gravity. Communal gravity is what all the living creatures share. Once you are born, you are bound by its chain. When you push back the communal gravity, it does not just give in. It is like you are pushing against spring coil. Even if you push it to some degree, it does not mean that the communal gravity has completely lost its power. On the contrary, since it got pushed back by your willpower and practice, it gathers more energy to spring back against you. So, if you give up the spiritual quest before its completion, the communal gravity springs back at you with incredible force. And when you are discouraged and feel like giving up, you can use this mental sigil to strengthen your will and the divine spark within you. And in order to make it work, you need to charge this mental sigil frequently. By mentally charging the sigil frequently, you can make a sigil of your choice more powerful. And today, I will share such a sigil that you can use for this particular purpose. It is a sigil of a hexagram. Hexagram symbolized many things, and what kind of symbolism or current one will use for the same symbol is entirely up to the practitioner. And today, I will share a very specific use of this hexagram. Hexagram has two triangles combined. One is upward triangle and the other one is downward triangle. The symbolization that I choose for downward triangle is Creator God's magical agent, that is primordial water. Water always flows downward and therefore it is downward triangle. And I will use upward triangle as a symbol of divine spark or fire. Fire moves upward and therefore it is upward triangle. One of the characteristics of the spiritual alchemy is to penetrate the Creator God's divine magic. And the core of such divine magic is this primordial water that binds us all. This primordial water is the essence of Creator God's power, and He enslaves us with it. This primordial water makes this world of manifestation, and the vast majority of beings are helpless victims in this chaotic flood. And by the practice of spiritual alchemy, one starts the path that goes against the current of the manifested world. And such task is possible because we have divine spark or divine fire within us that goes beyond the Creator God's authority. This divine spark or divine fire came from the class 1 God, which is the God of unmanifestation. This God has nothing to do with creation or manifested world. And this upward triangle symbolized such divine fire within us because fire moves upward. So the process of spiritual alchemy can be explained as a direct penetration of the primary water of Creator God by the divine spiritual spark or fire within us. And the hexagram can be used as this symbol of penetration. Now, let me explain it step by step. First, you need to visualize downward triangle in your mind. That is a symbol of a primordial water of the Creator God. And when you visualize the triangle, make its color deep blue. Deep blue tend to be easy for this symbolization, but you can use other colors too. And the location of this downward triangle should be at the top of your head. In other words, it should be located at the crown chakra. Now, visualize upward triangle located at the bottom of the tailbone. In other words, at your root chakra. The color red tends to be easy for this symbolization, but you can use other colors as well. This triangle symbolized the divine spark within you that has come from the class 1 God, who is infinitely higher than Creator God himself. Now, while maintaining these two triangles in your mind, slowly move the upward triangle from the root chakra to the crown chakra. Move this upward triangle following the path of other chakras until it reaches the crown chakra, where the downward triangle is located. When this upward triangle reaches the top of your head, slowly penetrate the downward triangle with rising upward triangle. Magically speaking, with this process, you are strengthening your intention of penetrating the Creator God's primordial magical agent with your divine spark, and penetrate it until it reaches the perfect hexagram shape. Completed hexagram is a symbol of decoding the secret of the creation itself. Creator God has created this world with his primordial water, and now you have penetrated it with your divine spark that comes from the God of manifestation. Hold this hexagram in your mind's eye and say your intention. This will be your world of power. What I personally recommend is, by this sign, I shall conquer. The completion of true spiritual path is the most difficult task ever known to man, so it is the greatest victory. That's why I recommend the phrase, by this sign I shall conquer. But you can come up with your own world of power as well. After this process, just sit and meditate for a while. Now you have finished creating mental sigil that symbolized the great work. After you created this mental sigil, you need to charge it time to time. When I say charge, it's basically repeating the same process over and over again. When this mental sigil has been charged enough and accumulated enough power, you can use this sigil along with the world of power when you are down and discouraged. Pursuing spiritual alchemy is a long and winding road, and difficulties and hardships are bound to happen along the road. As I previously explained, to give up before the completion of the path can bring a lot of trouble due to the nature of communal reality. So, during the time of discouragement, use this mental sigil. If you have charged this sigil enough, it can be very useful to bring up courage and willpower within you. Thanks for listening, and all the best.